All right, guys. So now we're going to talk about how to measure mass and how to connect it to the idea of weight. So mass in general is what you guys defined in year 7 and 8. It's the measure of the amount of matter in an object. Now in year 9 and 10, you also need to know it's the property that resists the change in an object's motion. Okay? To measure mass, we use a measuring balance or electronic balance or a balance. All of these are words that are accepted. Um, for example, you've got the mass in grams and kilograms. So we usually use kilograms, so you need to know the conversion. In order to go from grams to kilograms, you divide by 1,000, and from kilograms to grams, you multiply by 1,000. Okay, very important. Now let's link it to the weight. Weight is the effect of gravity on the mass of the object. Now weight is a force. The mass was a quantity, weight is a type of a force we're gonna see later on. So the triangle that you guys always ask for is there, and you could also know that weight is equal to mg, or the mass itself is equal to the weight divided by gravity, or the gravity, you want to get the gravity, is going to be weight divided by the mass divided, depending on the question, you could use any of these equations. So weight is measured in newtons and the mass is measured in kilograms. So look for this example. Now you've got this astronaut on Earth. His mass is 120 kilograms, so his weight is m times g, so that will give you 1176. Of course, in the exam you don't write this like this, you have to round it as 1200 newtons. Okay, now if you go to the moon, the weight or is going to be different on the moon because of the gravity of the moon. Okay, so the mass stays the same as we agreed, it's 120 kilograms, and therefore you can get the weight, which is 120 times 1.6 gives you 192 newton. Also, you could round this to 190 newton. Okay, so also it could be given in a different way. So let's look at this. If something, the mass is unknown, I don't know the mass, and I'm giving you that the gravity was, for example, 10 newton per kilogram, and you've got something with a weight of 1,000 newton, and I'm asking you what is the mass. So as we said, mass is equal to weight divided by gravity. So mass is going to be equal to W divided by G. So the weight was 1,000 and the gravity was 10, so the mass is 100 kg. And same for the gravity. Okay, now to sum this up, basically mass is the amount of matter, the weight is the pull of gravity, this is measured in kilogram, this is in newton, this is constant, weight varies depending on the planet, this is measured by a digital balance, electronic balance, as we said. Weight is measured by a spring balance, Newton meter, force meter, all of these could be said. And you guys, we're going to talk about what is a scalar and vector quantity later on.